Be not afraid from St. John Paul II on his feast day. Thanks for joining us on this October 22nd. I'm Brian Patrick. There is now an arrest in the apparent road rage killing of a 4-year-old girl in New Mexico. Police say the suspect has confessed. In the back seat of this red pickup truck on Interstate 40 near Albuquerque, New Mexico, Tuesday afternoon, 4-year-old Lily Garcia was shot and killed. Police had very little to go on until they got a tip on Wednesday.
We received an anonymous call from a person who reported they knew who had shot Lily.
Albuquerque detectives questioned 32-year-old Tony Torres. They say he eventually admitted to firing the shot that killed the little girl.
He is currently in custody. He has been booked into MDC and is being held on $650,000 bond.
Lily's father had just picked her and her 7-year-old brother up from school. They were in the back seat. Their mother was not in the truck. Police say on a 2-mile stretch of the interstate, 2 vehicles each cut each other off. Not long after, one of the drivers pulled up to the pickup and fired a gun several times. At least one of the bullets entered through the back window and Lily was struck. Nurses in traffic stopped to help. Medics rushed the girl to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Torres now faces multiple felony charges, including murder, tampering with evidence, and assault with intent to commit a violent felony. And the man suspected of shooting and killing a New York City police officer has been released from jail to enter drug treatment program, or he had been, despite his extensive arrest record. Tyrone Howard is accused of stealing a bike at gunpoint before shooting Officer Randolph Holder in the head. He was arraigned late last night. The judge who referred him to the treatment program said he had no reason to believe Howard was violent. Howard did not enter a plea on first-degree murder and robbery charges. A grand jury will hear the case this week. There is an important symbolic pro-life vote in the House tomorrow. We talked about it earlier with Tennessee Representative Diane Black, who has led the charge to defund Planned Parenthood.
I have, and thank you, Brian, for asking about it. It is a very important vote for us. There is something called budget reconciliation. It is a little bit different because it only requires a vote of 51 members in the Senate. I believe that we'll have that, and then this will go directly to the president. Unlike currently, under their rules, there's a filibuster rule that takes 60 votes. And reconciliation is a little different. We can only use it in limited cases, and we are using it in the budget reconciliation as well as placing Planned Parenthood on there as well.
So it goes directly to the president, who is almost certain to veto it. Why vote?
Well, because we need to make sure that we keep this conversation alive. Obviously, from the videos that we saw, the undercover videos, there is questions to be answered about the legality of what goes on at Planned Parenthood, especially in the harvesting and the sale of fetal tissue. And so we want to put the president on record. We want the American people to see how the president feels about that. And we feel this is a worthwhile measure to actually put it on his desk and have him defend not standing up for what we believe are illegal activities that are happening in Planned Parenthood.
And how does that advance the pro-life cause moving forward?
I believe that the American people have been sold a bill of goods by Planned Parenthood. They've been told in the past, this is just a blob of tissue, this is not life. They believe that. We've become numb to taking life. And what this does is it really opens the minds and the hearts and minds of people to say, we're not a nation that's going to put up with this. When you can harvest a brain, a liver, a lung, tissue from a baby, it's no longer just considered a blob. It is a baby. And the more that we can get this message out to the American people and have them actually see the truth of this, the better off we will be in changing the hearts and minds and the will of the American people to say no more.
All right, Representative Diane Black from Tennessee, we appreciate you being with us tonight on EWTN News Night.
Thank you very much for having me.
Up next, to whom do children belong? That question is raised in light of fallout from a controversial Supreme Court ruling. And the Mets sweep their way into the 2015 World Series.